what a segue then. Because I do want to explore this idea of, okay, if Tom Brady is out the South, then again, the South is wide open. And if you look at Von Bell and Trey Hendrickson just being on the Saints team, well, I'll say, you know what, Jake, damn, that's a great job by the front office putting together this team. Who's the key? Who's the general manager, the man behind the front office? Mickey Loomis. And we always think about this idea of a Hall of Fame quarterback and coach splitting up, and can one prove that, you know, I was the real reason for the success, or I don't need them to be successful, right. You know, all of this sort of stuff. We never really extend that to the GM. And, you know, me, I love Roman history, especially like Fall of the Republic type, you know, Julius Caesar times. And there was, you know, the very famous.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to learn their numerals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I still don't know. But the point is, there was a very famous first triumvirate, right? And it was Julius Caesar, you know, the general, one of the 6 young. It was Pompey, the older, even greater general than that of Caesar. And then the third member was Crassus. Mm-hmm. And Crassus was the money guy,
right?
A little more behind the scenes, right? What's interesting is Crassus was, and obviously in this, Drew Brees and Sean Payton are Caesar and Pompey, but Crassus was all upset because everybody's given Caesar and Pompey all the love. He's like, where's my love? You know, I'm a part of this thing too. What did Crassus do? He set out to prove himself. He set out to lead a military campaign, and he literally got himself killed.
I actually know who that is because of the show Spartacus, so I'm right there with you.
There you go. Okay,
I'm following along.
Dude. Okay, and so he went out, and he literally got himself killed. Can Mickey Loomis succeed where Crassus failed? Okay, because Caesar and Pompey are gone now.
This
Mickey Loomis remains.
Now, this quarterback decision will be the biggest decision of Mickey Loomis's career. It feels like of all the great. I mean, like bringing Drew Brees was historic, and obviously that was going to go down as one of the best, maybe the best free agent signing of all time. But like in this post Sean Payton era, this quarterback decision, because you have pieces. Like, you've drafted offensive linemen. You have Kamara. Hopefully you have Michael Thomas or something for him if he's not on your team. The defense is the defense. We've talked about that. You get this quarterback right with Tom Brady retiring, with the Panthers having McAdoo calling plays, like with all the things surrounding it. I mean, you get it right, you're going to be right there at the top of the South again.
So do you think that is the quarterback decision bigger than the coaching decision, because the coaching decision is feeling like it's Dennis Allen, and then it's just going to be a hard job for anybody to try to kind of overtake him in that regard?
Yeah, I think the quarterback decision is what's going to tell where the Saints are going to fall.
So John Solo asked, I mean, what is Loomis's track record? But that's interesting. I mean, Loomis, when did Loomis become the GM of the Saints? Was it 2005? Was it right during the rebuild? I mean, because they asked Mickey Loomis, you know, what was the biggest difference between when you hired Sean Payton and now? Right. And it was simply that when he was hiring Sean Payton, he was the one having to make calls, right? He was actively trying to go together. Remember, Sean talked about when he got off the phone with Loomis thinking like, man, that guy's got a hell of a job in front of him. Like, good luck to whoever ends up taking that job. Now, Payton ends up taking it, and the rest is history. But Loomis saying now it's the opposite, where people are calling him and people want him. They want to be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. So just a huge moment here for Mickey Loomis, where if you want to just I feel like the city should already love him, but if you want to achieve immortal legend status, if you can keep the New Orleans Saints relevant out, past the Peyton Breeze era, past the best era of Saints football that we have ever seen, ever, and you prove that this, that good era is not the exception, but can be the rule going forward, Mickey Loomis will go down as an absolute legend. So just a massive offseason. Okay, he's been the GM since 2002.
Okay.
From Mario Jerez here, GM and Executive Vice President since 2013. But obviously a lot of growth in the last 16 years, put together some really good rosters. I'm not worried about the cap. I know everybody's going to try to get you worried about the cap. I don't think it's a big deal. And look, it's not as big of a deal.
If you draft a quarterback, that helps you in the cap too, not having to give big money to a free agent.
So what do you think,
if you're going after,
man? Well, I mean, why would you draft a quarterback? You got Jameis.
But he's not on your team right now.
I know. That is true. That is true.
He's not under contract. He's going to want more money.
He is going to want more money. He's going to want at least more than Taysom Hill. And he should. I mean, you can't pay Taysom Hill more than you're going to pay your
And
starting
Taysom's got Liz
quarterback.
Frank, and who knows where he's at.
Yeah, that's true, man.
For what he does on the field. I know he's been through it. I think, was he been through it like on the other football? He's had every injury.
He has had every injury, which is amazing that he's still as athletic and successful as he is. But it's going to be fascinating to see what Loomis does over the next few weeks, who the new head coach will be, how that head coach looks to fill the very big shoes of Sean Payton, and where they're going to go at the quarterback position, which, by the way, analyst Sean Payton, also a weekend winner.